It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Okay, so I see everybody making a Miami trip stories with their friends and their people like can make or break you in no travel with your friends. And I told my cousin, I said, I'm about to talk about ours because it needs to be talked about. Y'all, I had to write down everything so I don't miss nothing out, so everything flows and it makes sense and I don't leave nothing out or whatever. And now I got PTSD, so I would not be traveling with nobody that's not like a family member. Like, I don't care if you're a friend of a friend. Like, I'm not, no. It's, no. So my cousin hit me up earlier in the year of 2021, the early part of the year of 2021. Her birthday is in July. She hit me up and said, I want to go to Miami for my birthday. I said, all right, I'm with it. Like, I wouldn't mind going. Who wouldn't want to go? She said, okay, it's going to be you, me, and my homegirl or whatever. Mind you, I had knew the homegirl, but I didn't know her like that. We live in the same city, and we hung out one time. All three of us hung out one time together, like, I think back in January. I think my cousin hit me up in, like, February or March, telling me about the trip. Her birthday's in July. Keep the timeline. Now, the timeline is important because we definitely had more than enough time to get our shit together and have our shit together. Our flight was booked. We was flying out of Atlanta. I offered to drive to Atlanta. So Atlanta from South Carolina, the part of South Carolina we live in is like 2 hours to from Atlanta. So I was driving my car. Y'all, it was bad from the start. Like, I should have already known. So I had cleaned out my car one day real good, and the next day I got in my car and it was ants everywhere. Y'all, I called my mama. I was like, Mom, it's ants all in my car. I just cleaned out yesterday. I don't know what's going on. My mama told me something. That's bad. Look, you don't need to go nowhere. So me being me, I just like, whatever. That's old people talk. Like, I'm not about to pay you no attention. What are you talking about? So the same week leading up to the trip, because we was leaving out on a Thursday, her friend hit me up sometime during the week and was like, hey, you think you could do my hair for me? So I didn't have no problem doing her hair, but the simple fact that you asked me the week prior to, like, I got shit I'm trying to get done myself. Like, I already had, like, my sister was doing my nails. I think I had to do my own hair, and it was just like last minute, and I wasn't really rocking with it. And for one, I didn't owe her no loyalty to do it anyways because she wasn't my friend, and I'm gonna put emphasis on that. She was not my friend because, yeah, I can see now I'm already gonna have to make like a part 2 of this because it's already getting lengthy. Anyways, y'all, we was leaving that Thursday morning. Our flight from Atlanta was, I think it was an early flight. It was either like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So I told y'all I was driving. So South Carolina, again, to Atlanta is a 2-hour drive, like a 2.5-hour drive, depending on how far you go out. So I can't really remember what time my flight was, but I know it was either like between 9 and 11. It was one of them times or whatever. So with the 2-hour drive, I knew I wanted to leave South Carolina at 6 o'clock or whatever. So I'm on the phone with my cousin. I'm like, hey, like, it's 5:45. Like, where y'all at? Like, y'all on the way? Y'all coming? Like, I done sent you my address. Where y'all at? She on the phone telling me, oh, I'm waiting on Fran to get up. She won't get up. So I'm like, what you mean she won't get up? Like, wait that hoe up. Come on, what you doing? Anyways, long story short, she finally got up and they met me at my place or whatever. We got in my car and we dipped out. But we didn't dip out on time. We were late because her friend didn't want to get up. And emphasis on the late, like, I just can't. Like, I'm getting mad all over again, y'all. Like, I just can't. So we ended up leaving South Carolina like around 6:30, 6:40. Like, we was 30 minutes or 40 minutes like
this
late
sound
leaving
bad.
or whatever. So I was already irritated by that, y'all. Why her friend got in my car and had an attitude? Not you late. Then you get in here with an attitude? Oh. So I just like, maybe she not a morning person. I just like put it past her. Like, so not only does she got an attitude, y'all, she in the back seat putting on press on nails. Which I ain't had no problem because, like, girl, whatever, do what you do. Like, but why that shit wasn't already done so you wouldn't have to worry about it. So whatever. So now we on red flag, I think like 2. Because red flag number 1 was you asking me to asking me to do your hair the same week we was leaving for the trip when I had my own shit to do. And red flag number 2 was getting in my back seat, riding with me 2 hours on the road, having an attitude, not saying nothing to nobody, putting on them ugly ass press on nails. So we up 2 red flags now. We get to the airport, we catch our flight. We fly into Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale to Miami is like a 30 to 45-minute drive depending on traffic. So we get to the hotel. I really can't remember this, but or what the situation was, but there was a situation where we had to pay a deposit, but I don't know how, but the money ended up on my card, but it came from her friend or something like that. Part of it came from her friend, but it was on my card. That's key details, because at the end of the trip, when the deposit came back to my card, me and my cousin, we split the money. We didn't give it back to her. Like, and it was a valid reason why we didn't give it back to her. Okay, so we all cool. We in a hotel room. We making TikToks. We on Snap. Like, you know, we vibing. Like, we excited. We in Miami. Like, we turned. So me and my cousin, like, we need to go to Walmart. We need to go to the liquor store. We need to get lit. Like, where to look at. This is where red flag number 3 come into play, because while we talking about, like, let's go ahead and, like, parlay in the streets a little bit, like, let's go get some juice, some snacks, the liquor, all of that, her friend busts out and was like, wait, I need one of y'all to help me finish my hair. So me and my cousin get to looking at each other like, bitch, you can't be fucking for real, because ain't no way you really about to sit here and ask us to finish your hair. What the hell was you doing the night before? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand, or whatever. So my cousin instantly was like, oh, Kelly do hair. Kelly can finish it. So I'm looking at my cousin like, bitch, ain't no fucking way you just put me on the spot. Like, I don't want to finish it. But anyways, I end up helping her finish her hair, because I was just like, whatever. Like, it is what it is at this point. We in Miami, so I'm not about to, like, be on no bad vibes or whatever. So I helped her finish her hair, y'all. She didn't even bring enough hair. Like, so we really, like, had to finesse finishing her hairstyle, because she had faux locks in, but didn't have enough of the hair to wrap around the faux locks to cover her hair. So I don't know. I couldn't understand it, and I still don't. So we get back to the hotel and we change. We put on our bathing suits or whatever, because we got to walk the street. But at the time, we didn't realize that we were in downtown Miami, like, where it wasn't too much going on. Like, it was a little bit of action, but it wasn't nothing like how South Beach was or whatever. So we ended up walking the street. Y'all, I ended up getting drunk as hell. I ended up passing out. I fell in a waterfall. Like, that's on me. Like, I probably did too much, but I can take accountability for my own actions, because that's just who I am. Now, the bathing suits play a big part, because I had a bathing suit, my cousin had a bathing suit on, and her friend had a bathing suit on. But I don't know what happened, but I think her friend only had bought like 2 bathing suits, while me and my cousin had like 3 or more, I feel like. Now, my cousin had on a cheetah print bathing suit that had like a little skirt cover up that you tie on the side or whatever. That plays a big part, because it's gonna come into the story later and to play. Ain't too much went on since I had got drunk and I passed out. I think our hotel had a bar and a restaurant in it, and they was playing music, so I think they had parlayed back downstairs in the hotel lobby or whatever, like, while I was drunk, passed out. So the next day, we get up. I'm hungover, so I'm like, I'm hungry. My cousin get up, I get up. We about to bust some moves, because I think we was going to Bacon Beach or whatever, which is in South Beach. So we like, all right, we dressed. I'm dressed, she dressed. Her friend's still in the bed asleep. Y'all, we telling her, get up, come on, let's get up, get dressed. So me and my cousin like, forget that. We about to go downstairs. So we go downstairs, we start taking pictures or whatever. So her friend called us like, where y'all at? Girl, what do you mean, where we at? Like, where are you? Like, we where you should have been, because we kept telling you, like, get up, and you didn't want to move. So what we supposed to do, sit there and watch you sleep? Hell no. Now, mind you, this is our first full day, which is the day after we got there. This is the Friday, and it's also my cousin's birthday. So again, she got attitude for the second time in a row, maybe like the third time in a row now, because she thought we loved her and we didn't. But we ended up all, getting together. Me and my cousin was going back and forth with the Ubers, and that was like strike number 6 for me with her, because that was red flag number 6 for me, because me and my cousin was going back and forth. Like, she would pay for Uber or Lyft, I would pay. She would pay, I would pay. And she would just hop her ass in the car and wouldn't really like offer. It was at times where we really had to be like, friend, go ahead and, because I was about to say her name, y'all. Friend, go ahead and pay for Uber, or pay for a Lyft, like, because we tired of the back and forth, like, just between me and her, and it's 3 people on the trip. Mind you, yeah, we should have had a rental car, but yeah, that wasn't the type of time we was on. We go to the bacon bitch, and she got attitude at the restaurant, not saying nothing. She got her shades on. She not talking to me. She not talking to my cousin, like, whatever. So I know my cousin feels the type of way because we already, like, y'all know we do that thing, like, looking at each other, but not really, like, saying nothing. So, yeah. We had changed on the beach, and, I put on a different bathing suit. My cousin put on a different bathing suit. Y'all, the girl had on the same bathing suit that she had on the night before. We was walking in the street. Mind you, like, okay, whatever, like, I'm not really, like, about to do too much on that in the bathing suit, but yeah, I remember, and this just came back to me. I remember specifically, like, us walking on the strip. I think of Ocean Drive, and y'all know, like, the people would be like, y'all want y'all pictures taken? I literally got to, like, the pictures that we took and we paid for, you literally can see her having an attitude, because I even sent it to my sisters in a group chat, and it was like, what's wrong with her? What's not wrong with the hoe? Alright, so I said it was my cousin's birthday, right? So, we had reservations at this restaurant. I think it was either called, Victor's or Victory, something like that. I don't know. It was real cute or whatever. So, we went back to the hotel. We got, changed and dressed and everything. And again, we ended up having to wait on her. Y'all, we ended up waiting on her so long that we ended up missing the reservations, but they still had let us, you know, come inside or whatever, but we had to wait a little second after we had got to the restaurant. Y'all, majority of the time that was taken up was her doing her makeup. And then she had an issue with her outfit. Like, I don't think she had like the shoes she bought to go with the dress she had on. So I think she either had wore my shoes or my cousin's shoes, or I really can't remember, but it was some type of issue, some conflict with her in the outfit. So that's why we were late getting to the reservations at the restaurant. Y'all, this is where it got to be like, I was like, you know what? Bitch, I'm about to beat your ass, for real. So we go to the restaurant, our bill come. Now, mind you, the food was not worth the bill, but also in a bigger city, they're going to charge you that 20% house tax at each restaurant. My bill came, my bill was like $80 something, 80 plus. My cousin bill came. I know hers was the cheapest. And the friend bill came. I know me and hers was kind of in the same price range. Like, it was over $80. Y'all, instantly. Attitude all over again. Mind you, she was good beforehand. When that bill came out, she got an attitude again. Instantly. So at this point, now I'm like, bitch, I'm about to beat your ass at the table. And I'm about to go to jail in Miami. Because at this point, like, what's tea? So I was really getting, like, more irritated then, because I'm just like, is it that you don't have the funds? Like, what is it? Like, there's no reason for you to be out of state with people, and you got this bad ass attitude and this bad energy on somebody's birthday that they invited you to help celebrate and support. So by the time my cousin is upset, I think we get back to the hotel to change, because we was gonna go back to South Beach or whatever. My cousin went downstairs, and I was like, let me go check on her. So I go downstairs. She sad. She upset. She like, oh, I don't know why she acting like this. I don't know what's wrong. Woo. So my whole point, I told my cousin, I was like, off the strength of you and that being your friend, you really saving her ass right now, because I really want to beat the fuck out of her, for real. Because, like, like I said, there's no reason for you to act like this. And you're supposed to be in support of celebrating somebody's birthday. Like, that just don't make sense to me. I would never act like that on somebody's birthday, regardless if I got the money or not. Because at the end of the day, the only thing she had to do was say, y'all, I don't really got the funds. Not catch a damn attitude and be mad, because every time you had to swipe your card, you was getting mad. So I can't even really speak about that night, because we ended up in Fort Lauderdale at somebody Airbnb on some shit that we really, y'all, it was very much dangerous. Like, that's something I did then I would never do now, and I would never do it again. Anyways, that night we didn't stay at our hotel. We was up from Friday morning to Saturday morning, no sleep. Y'all, that's so funny to me. But anyways, by the time we got back to our hotel, it was like 7 o'clock Saturday morning or whatever, and it was our last day. And we had a booze cruise booked. So we had paid for a partial payment of the booze cruise like months before the trip. And in the thing, it was like, make sure you bring cash, because you're gonna pay the remaining in cash when you get on the boat or whatever. So we had to also get there, I think like either 30 minutes to an hour early or something like that. So we really only had like maybe 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep really before we had to get up to go to the dock. Go get up, go get the cash, then go to the dock to get on the boat. Yeah, before we even left the hotel room, again, we was waiting on her. So across from my hotel room was a Checkers. Me and my cousin got ready, and we had on pink bathing. This is our pink bathing suit date or whatever. Me and my cousin got ready, and we went across the street and we got us some food because we was hungry. We ain't had 8 cents, the nasty food at the restaurant and I didn't even eat that $80 meal. So we were hungry. We went to Checkers. We got back. She had an attitude more because she was like, "Why y'all left me?" And she got mad because we went and got food without her. By this time, we are tired of waiting on her, and we really ain't got too much to say. Like, I just feel like at this point, everybody had an attitude. But we was still trying to make the most out of the trip, honestly. But before we left the hotel room, y'all, friend was on the phone calling this person, that person, like, yeah, you gonna send that? Now, anybody who know, like, it's just, if you know, you know. Like, anybody who on the phone talking about send that, that's money. Like, so I really think she was looking for somebody to send her the remaining balance to her card so she can get the cash because we needed it for the remaining of the boat. To pay for the remaining balance to get on the boat. So we go to the ATM that's near, like, I think it was near Publix or whatever. So we go to the ATM. I get my money. My cousin get her money. We waiting on her again to get the fucking money because I don't know what type of discrepancy she had going on, but whoever she was trying to get the money from was like bullshitting. Or so she was really on the phone, like, trying to figure out if they was gonna send it or not. I'm about to go ahead and wrap this up because I don't want to make part 3. But anyways, we went on a booze cruise. We had fun. That was pretty lit. Or whether they had a twerk competition or whatever. I was still kind of hungover from the first night or whatever, and we ain't really have been eating for real. So yeah, it was our last night. So we just ended up going back to South Beach, walking the strip and everything. And me and my cousin decided that we wanted to go to a strip club. We go to the strip. We decided we wanted to go, but she was like, "No, I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna go back to the hotel room." So whatever, it's the end of the trip. Don't nobody give a damn, girl. Bye. So she catches the Uber or Lyft back to the hotel room, and I'm like, bitch, where was this funds for it all before? Because, and you know what, I could be wrong and I could be right, but I don't even think she paid for it to get back to the hotel room. Anyways, me and my cousin went to the strip club. It was in Fort Lauderdale. This is our third trip to Fort Lauderdale. And we came back ass crack of dawn. We came back in the room. She was up and on the phone with somebody, so I definitely know that hoe was talking about us, but y'all don't give a fuck because she never said it in my face. So yeah, we got up the next morning to go back to Fort Lauderdale to catch our flight out to Atlanta. Nobody said nothing to nobody that morning in the airport or on the drive back to South Carolina. So I just think we was all kind of like wore out, and the trip didn't go as expected. So yeah, that was the Miami trip gone wrong. I would never do it again. And when we got back, she unfollowed me on TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. So yeah, I guess she mad or whatever. But honestly, if this was to come across her For You page, then bitch, it's for you to see, because it was fuck you then and it's still fuck you now. So yeah, Miami trip gone wrong. Don't travel with your friends. If you love your people, do not take their ass to Miami, because I did it 2 years later with a nigga and it was the same exact fucking thing. So I don't know, I really think the city is cursed, y'all. Just don't do it.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Hey, man, we coming back from my hiatus, man. You know what I'm saying? We on the grind. I want y'all to I want to let y'all know, man. It's rough out here. So I'm on the grind, trying to get these videos recorded, because, you know, hey, your boy is suspended, so. You know, we still got the HiveMindLabs.com. We got the Moves Coffee, okay? We still got Opulence Scents. We got custom_freaks, okay? Where you can get your custom tumbler. You know, football season coming back, so you want to get those, you know what I'm saying? Represent for the Dallas Cowboys. Alright, and yeah, we're going to keep it lit, man. Alright, so use the discount code everydaypj for at checkout for the Moves Coffee and HiveMindLabs.com. Now, let's get into it. Another Miami trip gone bad. Now, I've been to places. Now, when I go to places and I'm with people that have attitudes, and usually, just usually, if there's a person that has an attitude, I'm not with it. You know, I'm a smooth type person, non-confrontational. So I'ma still be like, all right, whatever. I'ma just let it ride, and then you know that person that always got the attitude, be the first person to like, they'll come out of their attitude and then they'll go back into their attitude, just like, and then they'll, you know, they buddy with you when they out of their attitude, or they expect you to like, you know, be buddy right with them. And it's like, you know, I'll be like, oh yeah, but I still be like, man, I don't even know what the fuck this. So I don't like that stuff either, especially when it's like somebody that you not even like, you know. But you know, I've been on many trips with people, with groups of people, and never had this many issues. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to Miami with some people, I did not have this many issues. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Even going with a spouse or something and to it, you know, sometimes it be like me, I'm a morning person. So I want to get up, I want to get breakfast, and I want to do all this. And, you know, I hate a person that just like, hey, bring me something back to the hotel. Bring me some food back up to the room. Then you bring the food back up, and they be like, well, what is this? What is it? Like, motherfucker, you should have just got up and went down there and got your own food. Because, look, you know, like, I'm not, yeah. Because I don't like doing that, you know what I mean? And, you know, I remember, because me, you know, my personality, I'm real chill. And I remember being on a trip with somebody, and when I was young, and I think they thought that the way I am, I think they thought that I had an attitude. I really don't have an attitude. I just didn't talk. I just don't talk. Like, I mean, I could be cool and I could just be chilling, but you know, I just be cooling. I be looking around. I be sightseeing like a motherfucker. And but I'm not a hype person. I'm not let's do this, listen to some music. So don't put me in the front seat and think I'm about to just be DJing and shit. I'm what you putting on. I'm about to relax and go to sleep. Like I'm not I could talk if I'm like comfortable or if I'm with my people. But if I'm not with my people and I'm just riding with people and I'm riding with other people, that's people from my people, I'm just sitting back relaxing. So, you know, I'm just trying to get in where I fit in. I'm not trying to be over, you know, be all out into everybody know, oh, it's PJ, he's the fun guy. Nah, I ain't that. Now, when I'm drinking, I'm having fun. I might make a few jokes, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I could get out and get lit and have fun. But, you know, again, you know, that's why I don't drink when I go out, because shit be happening. Be like, damn, well, like she said, we ended up in Fort Lauderdale, was out all night, and then, man, I'll tell you what, one time I was in Kansas City. I went on a trip with my dad, and we went to the football game and all that stuff. We was out there kicking it. Man, I went to the clubs. I was partying with people. I had a group of white guys I was kicking it with, just tossing back drinks. I ended up at a food truck with some people. I went to a bar. I went to another bar. And boy, I was just having the time of my life. I went back to the hotel. Then I was talking to this guy that got me down there, and the owner was there, and I was wasted. I was just like eating those tacos, like, ooh, I'm having a good time. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, I was drunk, having a good old time. But yeah, so I can have a good time. I'm not shy, but I'm cool. Like when I'm not doing nothing, but I never have an attitude. I'm a morning person. I do not like to just like, if I'm at a hotel, I don't like to just sit around. I'll find something to do. Like, oh, it's morning time, I'm out. I'm going to get something. You know, I was just on vacation. Man, I was out doing the most. Everything I was sitting around, please, find something to do. You know what I'm saying? I was at the bar, and I wasn't drinking, but I was at the bar. and you know, watching basketball because it's like March Madness and stuff was popping, and eating some wings. I was like, damn, I should have got 10 wings because I got 5. Just trying to, you know, HiveMindLabs.com, trying to unbig that back. My stupid ass got 5 wings. And them wings was bomb as hell. And I struck up a whole conversation with the lady next to me. You know what I'm saying? Older lady, of course, you know what I'm saying? Just keeping it demure and popping, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, met a whole new friend, you know what I'm saying? Told them I kept it lit, you know what I'm saying? They was like, what you do? I said, you know, I got a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? You like to be messy? She was like, yeah, I like messy stuff. I said, all right. So shout out to her because she was a nice young lady. Older lady, nice though. But we kept it lit though. You know what I'm saying? And then like, so, but again, I've never went to a trip where I just had a fallout with somebody. Now I've went to trips, I've been in places where I be sick of people. Like I be like, man, you got us late. My cousin, that boy had you late everywhere. I be like, bro, you don't got to do this every goddamn time. Man, come on, man. You know we got stuff. We got stuff to do. We got stuff to do. Let's get on the move. Get on the move. And it's just every time we're like, bro. But it ain't to the point where I'm not gonna talk to him. I just know every time that we do something, I gotta tell him what we doing 2 hours early. Like, hey man, we leaving for here. I tell him we gotta go 2 hours early than we actually have to go. So, you know what I'm saying? So the meeting at a certain time, we ain't gonna, because I know he gonna be late and I'll be sitting there like, bro, you know, you ready? He was like, yeah. Okay, finally, bro. It's like damn, now we on time. Because I done told you to get over here 2 hours ago. And you're like, oh yeah? Like, yeah. See, that's when you got to know your people. And then when she said they got to catch a flight in Atlanta, and I was just like, I was thinking, I don't know how many of y'all ever flew out of Atlanta, but Atlanta, Houston, Miami, if you flying anywhere out of there, bro, get your ass to the airport on time, because man, them suckers be busy. Chicago, get your ass to the airport. New York, if you get there 2 hours, Houston, get there 3 hours early sometimes. Houston be so busy, dog. I be like, man, you know when the line, they got all them wraps, the lines be wrapped. Man, Houston's be wrapped out the deal. Like, they be like, then they gotta come back. They gotta have somebody over there telling people how to go and where to stand. Like, and it's just like, bro, can y'all move these lines a little faster? Like, this is out of line. Like, Houston is out of line, for real. They is out of line. The George W. Bush Airport, or whatever it is, George Bush Airport, that mug is busy. It's busy. If you can avoid that at any cost, avoid that one. Please go to Hobby. Hobby's a little bit easier, but that other one, that George Bush one, I fly United though a lot, so that's why I know. If you fly United, listen, man, people don't know. People always think, oh, Delta and, American Airlines and all this. Or people be like, if you ball and go Delta and American Airlines. But if you're on a budget, go Southwest or United, okay? United is pretty reasonable, you know what I'm saying? If you book ahead, if you booking like this week or if you're United high. But if you booking ahead, United is pretty darn cheap, bro. I mean, I'm talking about you can go anywhere on United for a good reasonable price. You know what I mean? That's just some free game if y'all want to travel. But when she was talking about they was leaving, they had to be at the airport. They flight left at 9, and they was leaving at 6:30, and it was a 2.5 hour flight. I'm like, and y'all planning on getting there 30 minutes at? Oh, y'all gonna miss y'all flight. So I was surprised that they actually caught their flight. But anyway, shout out to them, man. Everyday people, man. Let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.